This video will go over the pretest for our unit on The Giver by Lois Lowry. This pretest will use a story called Harrison Bergeron by Kurt Vonnegut, but it will pretest you on skills that we will learn during the unit for The Giver. Completing this pretest fully is worth a total of 10 points. The pretest score out of 89 points is for teacher use only, and helps the teacher understand what you know before beginning this unit. Before you begin the pretest, please take a moment to put your name and your homeroom at the top of your paper. Once you've done that, it is time to read the directions. The directions state, answer the following questions after reading the story Harrison Bergeron by Kurt Vonnegut. All short answer and extended response questions must be answered in complete sentences. Question 1. What is the difference between a utopia and a dystopia? Question 2. For each of the following vocabulary words, give an example from the story. These answers do not have to be in complete sentences. The vocabulary words are conformity, isolation, choice, individuality, ignorance, desire, structure, and freedom. Question 3. Using the table below, identify the characteristics of a dystopian society present in the story Harrison Bergeron and give examples for those included in the story. These answers do not have to be in complete sentences. The first characteristic is propaganda and lies told by the government replace education to control the citizens. Is it in the story? If it is, circle yes. If it isn't, circle no. If you circle yes, give an example from the story. Characteristic 2. Information the government doesn't want people to have, independent thinking, and freedom are restricted. Is it in the story? If it is, circle yes. If it isn't, circle no. If you circle yes, give an example from the story. The rest of the characteristics are citizens are or believe they are under constant surveillance. Citizens are afraid of the outside world. Citizens are dehumanized and are only valuable if they benefit everyone else. Nature is banished and distrusted. And citizens must meet uniform expectations. For each of these characteristics, you must determine whether or not it is in the story and circle either yes or no. If it is in the story and you circle yes, then you must give an example of that characteristic from the story. Question 4. Which type of control exists in the dystopia of this story? Corporate control, bureaucratic or government control, technological control, or philosophical or religious control? Support your answer with evidence from the text. Question 5. How would you describe the setting of Harrison Bergeron? 6. How would you describe the mood of Harrison Bergeron? 7. For each of the following types of irony, give an example from the story. These answers do not have to be in complete sentences. The 3 types of irony are verbal, situational, and dramatic. Question 8. Using the table below, identify the characteristics and literary devices below in the story Harrison Bergeron and give examples for those included in the story. These answers do not have to be in complete sentences. The literary devices are foreshadowing and flashback. If they are in the story, circle yes. If they're not in the story, circle no. And if they are in the story, give an example. Question 9. Is the conflict in this story internal or external? Support your answer with evidence from the text. Question 10. For one of the characters in the story, name a character trait that exists on a continuum and give examples of how that character trait exists on a continuum. Question 11. Is the story Harrison Bergeron written from first-person point of view, a second-person point of view, or a third-person point of view? Support your answer with evidence from the text. And question 12. Is the narrator of Harrison Bergeron omniscient or limited? Support your answer with evidence from the text.